Oops.
Three, two, one, live.
I'm not going to say anything this episode because Brittney told me that I talk too much.
Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast.
That's not what I said.
Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast, episode number 108 with Brittney Diseroad. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at Lift Run Long. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you are not a member of our private Facebook group, you should be because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. Was that my phone?
It's your phone.
It's your phone.
God almighty. After all the complaining I do about y'all turning off your phones, I think Amanda slipped in my phone.
That's why
and
Amanda and I are laughing
turned
so
it
hard
off.
right now.
Because I was like, oh my God.
The Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is censored. We do our best to keep it clean so you can enjoy it with your family. Lift Heavy Run Long has an app. For $3.99, you can be on the Lift Heavy Run Long app and get 4 workouts every week, 4 body weight strength workouts, 4 barbell strength workouts, and 4 WODs. For $9.99 a month, you can have access to all the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer. That is any various distances and different sports, from triathlons to what's it called? Spartan races.
Spartan races.
Obstacle courses.
Obstacle courses, 5Ks, 50Ks, 50-miler. There's even a 100-mile program on there, a deadlift program, body weight programs. Your trainer's Valerie Hunt. She's always accessible. She is the bomb. If you know anything, if you're in the running or endurance community, chances are that you know Valerie or know something about her, and we're thrilled to have her writing all the programs. If it makes you feel any better, I do not have anything to do with writing the programs. I simply enter them into the app. So we want you on there. The goal for Lift Heavy Run Long is to deliver fitness to as many people as possible, as inexpensively as possible. If you know someone who does not have $3.99 a month that they can put towards fitness, but you think fitness would better their life, please email me at wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com, and we're happy to add them to the app free of charge. I have sitting to my right the most beautiful woman in the world, Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell, also known as Jacked and Tan.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You look marvelous.
Well, thank you.
You just got back from climbing walls.
I did.
How was that?
I went to Memphis Rocks and did my little indoor rock climbing for the first time, and it was terrifying and fun at the same time.
Are you woe out?
Yes. My forearms are about to fall off my body,
That is seriously an
Wow.
upper body workout.
and my biceps are about to fall off my body. You get down like off a 45-foot wall, and you're shaking. Well, I was shaking because I was terrified, but I was also shaking because my arms were like dead. So it was fun.
How long did you do it?
2 hours.
That's a lot. Seems like a long time to do something like that.
Yeah, it definitely was enough.
Are you
Did you
scared
do
of
boulder
heights?
climbing too? Or
We did a
just
lot
the-
of boulder climbing. I did the training back wall first. Then I tried the 45-foot wall and got like probably 15 foot from the top and freaked out, panicked. So I let go. So then she took me over to the boulder wall and we climbed all over it. And at the very end, I did my 45-foot wall and made it to
Nice.
the top.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you scared of heights?
So I'm done. I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah, me too. When I was a kid, my mom used to tell me this. She was afraid of heights, and whenever we'd go up on something high, like the thing in the Smoky Mountains, you climb up that big tower. She always told me, when I get up in heights, I feel like I want to jump off of here.
I do too. Yeah.
I'm like, I never understood that when I was a kid, but now that I'm an adult and I'll go up to the roof at work and I'll be like, you kind of get that feeling like, oh man, what if I fall off? Like I just want to jump off. I'm going to jump off.
Yeah.
You know, just like you kind of freak out a little bit.
I wonder if
Weird.
that comes with having kids as well, because I think about jumping off of things much more often.
Sure, maybe that's what it is.
Yep.
Having kids. To Amanda's right, we have our guest, Brittney Diseroad.
Yep,
And I am now pronouncing the name correctly.
that's correct.
Diseroad is what I tend to say, and that's not a good thing. But you know what else isn't a good thing?
Oh gosh.
For you to have insulted me by telling me that I talk too much
I didn't
moments
say-
before the
On his own
podcast.
podcast.
I didn't say talk too much. I said you just talk a lot.
But you know that's not what I heard. You know me well enough
I
to
know,
know
it's not what you heard.
What you said was that I was
I take
garbage.
it back.
Well,
I'm
either
very
way,
sorry.
it's a podcast. You're supposed to talk.
You are supposed to talk a lot.
If nobody talks.
So that means you're doing a good job. See?
Yeah.
Is that it?
It is.
I
Yeah.
feel better now.
Yeah. You're
we-
doing an amazing
Brittany,
job.
you and I are back tight.
Yeah.
It was actually a compliment.
Thanks, Amanda.
Back good. Nice work, y'all.
I'm just going back to the 1-star review that we got that they said we talk too much and not let the guests talk. and
Like,
stuff
huh?
Like that. So,
Now they're like, I wish they talked more.
And she turned around to 5 stars. Blind
right.
Sparrow. Don't think I haven't
Seriously.
thought about the Blind Sparrow.
we converted her. We made
Oh,
her
really?
realize. Yeah, she did a 1-star review and basically said
That's impressive.
Yeah, it
that
is.
we do too much talking and the guest doesn't talk enough. And then like 2 or 3 weeks later,
Probably 5 weeks later.
5 weeks later, she turned it around to a 5-star review.
Are you
Awesome.
assuming
Gary
her
said to
gender?
check
How do you
Vaughn's
know she's
mic.
a girl?
He said
Crystal
she.
said she can't hear Vaughan.
Yeah, Vaughan isn't coming through.
Vaughn's not coming through. I can hear Vaughan.
It's okay. I don't have anything good to say anyway.
No, that's not true. I don't know how to fix that through anything other. Vaughan, say test 1 2.
I'm going to say test 1, 2.
Do you want to use that one?
You don't sound as close as the rest of us do.
The only
You know
reason
what?
I
I
can
bet
hear
you
him-
got the wrong headphone on. Turn.
You think so?
I hear that one.
Yeah, we can
Picked
hear
it up.
that one.
Okay, hold on.
But I can hear him in that one. I don't know.
I can't. I can only hear him in that one because he's right beside me.
There you go.
Yeah. Whoa.
There you go. I cannot hear you.
Hold on.
That is way loud.
That's the one that
That's
he
as far-
turned down earlier.
Can yeah, can we trade because he doesn't have enough cord, or we can all scooch in together
But he's
real
not
tight?
recording. I don't have his
Oh.
track recording.
I'm just going to go home.
You need to use that one. That one should be working.
But they okay.
Did you turn it down?
What if I wore both of them?
That's weird.
All right.
That's
But-
better.
Oh, I can hear you now.
That's better.
What happened? What the hell?
You couldn't hear me
Oh,
before?
Can they hear him at home?
No,
They
you
said
know what
he
it
was
is?
really
It's that
low.
mic is closer.
Really low?
It's that mic is closer. That's why we can hear you. So he's recording on the one on your head, but everybody else can hear on the one that's in his hand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
That's
wear
cool.
both mics.
Do like this.
You really should. That's doable.
Perfect.
Yeah. What's up, Facebook?
That is a brilliant solution, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thanks
that's
for,
working.
thanks for being a team player.
We'll
All right.
figure that
Now when I
out
take
later.
a drink, it'll be extra loud. 'cause I have
So
Do we need to scoot over? Or are you good?
Nah,
Can
I'm
y'all
gonna
hear
give my-
Vaughan now? People at home?
Yeah, if it doesn't make a difference to Facebook people, I'm going to take it off.
I need to.
I think it does. Just leave it on.
I'll just
Everybody
leave it
stay
on.
still. Don't move a muscle.
I'll just leave it on.
The goal is to get through this. You know, whether anybody can hear it or not really is
well,
irrelevant.
one way or the other, it's going to get to be 8 o'clock.
Yep.
That's right.
We're going to stop.
And we're going to start sweating soon enough.
Yep.
Yes.
I already am because now I'm nervous. Tell me about it, Reverend Rawls.
What is up?
It's good to see you.
I'm
You're
nice
here
to be
early.
here. I was here early.
This is like 3 weeks in a row that we've had
You're
extra
starting to set expectations. Just
quality
so you know.
time.
yeah.
We get to converse and catch up.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to decompress and talk and be cool at the same time. I get this weird anxiety when I'm in traffic. I don't know if you do that, but if I get stuck in traffic and I have to be somewhere, I freak out like to an insane level. So it's like I was on my way home from work. I left work early, traffic jam, and I'm like, I need to be at my daughter's school. She starts kindergarten on Monday. We have open house.
Wow.
It starts at 5:30. So I'm like,
I'm gonna
Okay,
need a, I'm
so I
gonna need a
called-
minute to process that.
Right?
Yeah.
How's she in kindergarten?
Murphy
I know.
is starting kindergarten.
yeah. And so I called my wife and I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to be there. I'll be at the house at 5:30, you know. And so I get there, which is fine, and go. But then we go to the school, which is jam-packed full of people, right? Which is like dropping me into my personal
Hell.
hell. Like, so you go from traffic anxiety to drop me into social anxiety, and I am a complete jerk, right? I'm like, oh, okay. Just let me take a picture of Murphy in her classroom,
I gotta go. Peace.
right? So, but no, we had a good time. It was good. We were there for like an hour, and it was fine. And I thought I was going to be late, but I wasn't late.
Good.
So,
I turned off. You could take off one of those.
which one?
If you take off one, I'll tell you if it was the wrong one. I'll yell at you for taking off.
Cover the mic on it too when you take it off.
All right, now give me a.
I'm going to give you.
There you go.
I did
You
not
took
eat
off the right
breakfast
one.
today. I
Yeah, you took out the right one. We're good. So if Facebook can't hear you, I don't know what to do.
all
Facebook,
right.
can you still hear Vaughan?
I have. But talk to Brian for a second. I'll figure this out.
Who?
Thirsty runner.
No, we're good. I just unplugged one of the mics. So next week.
No,
when
we're
I'm
good. We
freaking
don't
out-
need to talk to him.
And we have
Nothing good to say anyway.
we have behind the camera the best looking cameraman in the business who's getting better looking every week. I mention it every week because
You're getting to be a better liar every week.
because
too.
you keep looking
He's
more
a-
fit
He's
every
not
week.
like me. I'm getting old and fat. Brian's getting like young and thin.
Yeah.
and we're the same age.
Yep. All of my peanut butter ingestion is having the opposite effect on you. For every healthy habit I have, it just reflects more on you in a positive way.
I appreciate the kind words.
How are you, sir?
You're a very good liar. I'm well. I'm good.
What's new?
Um,
Went to the lake this weekend in
went
search of
to the lake this weekend.
that savage tan. The
Yeah, we will
elusive-
not show the sunburn on Facebook Live, but it is intense.
Yeah.
So we went to Old Hickory Lake. And they had cigarette boat races this weekend. Mm-hmm. And so we went to an area of the lake that's called 2 Foot because it's only 2 feet deep, and it's like a big like alcove on the lake.
That must be
and
in
so
Tennessee.
it is. And so like all the pontoon boats and other boats, they park in 2 Foot, they drop anchor, and then people literally just get out and walk around to each other's boats and just hang out, like set up volleyball nets and just do other stuff like
cool.
off the boat.
Oh man.
That'd be fun.
And then like you're right by the main part of the lake, so you can see the cigarette boats come by, super fast and all that kind of stuff.
Are
So
cigarette boats like the big long ones that only sit like one dude in there?
Yeah, and they have like 5 motors on the back of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask why they're called that?
I think they used to be sponsored by cigarette companies, but that's only a guess. Anyways, so I was out in the sun for 6+ hours without a shirt on.
Oh, nice.
And I am a ginger. I have
Yeah.
sensitive skin. there was some burning. So
They were cigarette boats because they tried to keep a cigarette lit while they were riding them. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I was like,
I always
you're
thought
really
it
good
was
at making
because they
stuff
were
up.
long and skinny.
long and skinny like cigarette, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't
just
know.
always
That's the kind of
assumed that
stuff I would
since
do
I
is
was a
just
kid.
make stuff up.
When you
Good
look
for
at
you. That was such a good stop. You were about to swear and you didn't.
Yeah, right?
Thank you. very
You're
much.
welcome.
Go ahead, Vaughan.
Sorry.
when I was a kid, I always just looked at it and go, it made sense to me that it was called a cigarette boat.
Because it was long and skinny.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Okay.
well, that makes sense. Looks like a cigarette.
I did my first weight
not
vest run of the year yesterday.
Yeah.
How was that?
It went well.
4.2 miles.
4.2 miles. So I'm running with a friend that is recovering from a hip injury. So we did half-mile intervals, run for a half mile, walk for a few minutes, run for a half mile, but still averaged a 12-minute mile pace
Wow.
with
That's
the
good.
walking.
That's good.
So, yeah, with the weight vest on, it felt really good to run with.
Do
it,
the
actually.
weight vests, are they pretty secure around you to where are they is it
So I need to adjust it a little bit. The last time I wore one prepping for St. Jude 10K, it stayed pretty secure, but this is the first time I'd put it on and I didn't really test it before the run, and so it was bouncing. I mean, it wasn't rubbing uncomfortably, but it was definitely bouncing the whole time. So I've got to just figure out how to adjust it so it'll stay tight.
I've ran 5 with that Rogue one that we have at the gym.
That's what this is.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, it Velcroed in pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean, I had the part that you can Velcro, pretty tight around my stomach, but it still bounced up. So I don't know.
But you're so skinny now.
Oh, don't say
You're
that.
so lean now.
You're so fit.
Yeah. I'm not going to let him talk
You're
to you
not
that
like
way.
tone.
me. You're not like me. I got to strap that thing down. Like I need like a winch to like strap it on.
Like a ratchet strap. The kind with the chain.
It's like somebody comes over and puts their foot on you.
You got both feet on the wall. Like,
Yeah. So the third person that was there with us running, she and I went. We go out about 2 miles and then turn around, and come back. So the last quarter mile before the turnaround, she's like, "Oh, let's pick up the pace going to the turnaround." And for about a quarter mile, I was averaging about a 6:30 pace. So with the weight vest on,
Oh, golly.
so I feel pretty good.
Yeah. I told you I'm signed up for a rucking event.
Oh, yeah.
We
fun.
have discussed the F3 ruck.
Yep. So that's a walk, that's not, so I don't have to worry
Yeah.
as much about that bouncing up and down, but it's something that I need to start
But it's a lot more weight than
Getting
20
into
pounds.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
typically, right?
isn't it a lot more weight?
I think it's 40,
Yeah.
maybe 50.
Do the ladies portion of the F3, do they do that too?
Yep.
I don't know.
I thought so.
I'm not sure.
FIA?
FIA.
Yeah, that's it.
Females in action.
There you go.
I've only been once.
I'm not sure if they do or not, but the F3 is really good from the standpoint of they've always got something going on somewhere.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So I mean, if you're
So I'm
needing-
following all their Twitter accounts, like all the
good.
local guys, and there's like F3 Memphis, and then like some of the locations I think have a Twitter account also.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually in the morning, like first thing I get in the office and I'm just checking my morning Twitter or whatever, I usually see, like 15 or 20 posts from them about all the different people that showed up at the different locations. And of course, I don't know where any of them are because they're all code named locations.
Everything's code named.
Yeah.
I'm in their Slack group and I don't know what they're talking about ever. even when they're talking to me about what I'm supposed to be
What's
doing.
your nickname?
Uncle Rico.
They mentioned Uncle Rico in one of their posts, and I thought that was you, but you weren't in the picture.
Yeah. Who
So-
knows? I wouldn't know what they're saying.
Do you know how'd you get that name?
They give it to him.
You when you're there the first day, you're an FNG, a friendly new guy, and you get in a circle and you just tell a little bit about yourself. And as you're talking, when I told them that I hang on to my high school athletic career a little bit more than I probably should, somebody said Uncle Rico.
Nice.
So everybody gets a nickname,
Yeah.
and some of them are
No,
really
that's great.
good.
Yeah.
And Uncle Rico's perfect.
Yeah.
And I love the group. I love the whole concept of the F3.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I had no intentions of that.
Yeah.
I thought I was just going to go and like hang out with
Mm-hmm.
some guys that are doing it that I never get to hang out with, and I've since like really enjoyed the whole community of it. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, you queued the last workout.
I did.
What?
I did.
Look
And
at her
that-
using the code words.
He did
Yeah,
what?
right.
What
He
did he do in
cued.
the workout?
cued it, which is
That means you
leading.
did good.
I led it.
He was the, he
I
was
led
the
the
leader.
workout.
Yeah.
And it's just like CrossFit. You get into cross, you see people that are like, I don't know what all these things are, and they're so stupid. And I see why people feel so strongly about that because it takes time. Obviously, more time than I've been in it because I still don't know what they're talking about.
That's the way to do it, I think.
But
right?
you faked it enough.
But
that
you
were
feel
able to
like
cure
the
that.
more that you learn, you
Right.
feel like you're invested.
Right. And but if you just go to a place and like, okay, we're going to work out and do push-ups now, you're like,
Right. I am to some degree part of something because I
Right.
know some of what they're talking about.
yeah.
But the leadership part was interesting to take note of how I felt about that because originally I was like, I don't need to lead. Like I've only been doing this, 3 weeks. I didn't come to lead. I came to take, not to give, like I always do. And so then it was like, that's what this is all about is, getting uncomfortable and not really knowing what you're doing. And, it's a group of guys that really want to help you. And it's an opportunity to get loud and have fun. It's really a lot of fun.
Did you learn anything from doing that?
Yeah, I learned a lot. Because you're also responsible for like a devotion of sorts. So, you get to learn a lot about yourself.
Because faith is one of the F's.
Faith, fitness, and fellowship.
Yeah.
And now, while you're talking about your faith, you can talk about whatever faith that is.
Right.
And the idea is that everyone has to respect that.
Right.
At least for that period.
Right.
I guess they can flog you to death after you
Sure.
get finished. But during that period of time, everybody listens.
Yeah.
And they do. And they really,
Yeah.
abide by that. And that's one of the many neat things about it.
So, rucking though. Mm-hmm. Do you own a ruck pack?
I have, by proxy, I own one, someone else's who
You
said,
borrowed one?
I have one
Or
that
you
I have
been gifted
access
one?
to.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Do you physically have it?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Because she was about to ask where it is in the house.
Yeah.
'cause she
Yeah.
hasn't seen it.
Shelton's given me one.
Where is
Shelton
it?
Pops
Yeah.
up and bought himself a nice one.
Oh, is he not going to do it?
He is. He
He-
up and
so he's
bought
got a
himself
second
a
one.
nice
Yeah,
one.
so he's got a second
he had
one.
already up and bought himself a not so nice one that he said that I can have.
Oh, okay.
But it's nice enough to where he said he originally invested too much money in it, but then decided he really liked it, so he's going to invest like
Even
way
more
too
money.
much money.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I get that one.
Nice.
And he said he didn't want to sell it to me because he wanted to have it just in case, but that could change after I wear it once.
After you
have to
sweated in
sanitize it.
one time.
you get the stank going on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, I don't want this.
It will
back."
likely just be a, you know what,
Yeah,
you can have it,
You keep that.
whatever.
There's something to that. I have a friend in California who has one of my guitars, and because he plays in a band, and I took it out there a couple of years ago, and I left it with him, and I was like, you can use this guitar, you know, and he took it and had it all fixed up and all that, and it's a very nice guitar. And I said, but if I want it, I'll just come get it, and whenever that is.
And it's good to know that you can do that
Right?
if you ever
Yeah,
really
there's
need
something
to.
to that. Like,
But it's also like giving somebody, you know, your Volkswagen and then them putting a new motor into it and like souping
Right.
it up and being like, you remember that Volkswagen?
I think I'll take it back.
Come pick that up.
I'm gonna-
Good work. Looks nice.
I put a lot of effort in
Thanks
that.
for fixing the windshield and the seat belts.
Would you say that your guitar has a 5-star review now?
yeah.
Because you know what has 5-star reviews? This
was a terrible
podcast
lead-in.
right here.
I know, right? Like, oh my God.
We've been working on that all week.
I totally
That was
dropped
like the
ball on
worst.
transition.
Did Wilson tell you to do that?
I could have made that.
Is
segue a
it blinding?
lot
Can you
better.
see anymore?
That was
That
not
guitar
made
has
up. That
so
was
many
perfect.
stars.
That was magic.
It almost has as many stars as our reviews.
Yep.
I want
4.
y'all to listen to me though. Those of you who are still in tune with the audience, which can't be many, we're out. We're running on empty. We have no reviews. I have none in the hopper.
There's none left in the hopper.
Nope.
That's a sad day.
So, but you know, Molly Dushman, who was on here last week, she said that she left a review on the Google Play Store. I never even thought about looking on the Google Play Store
Okay.
because she's not an iTunes
Right.
user. So there might be
There
Mr.
might be a
Samsung over here.
zillion reviews
We could be-
out on the Google Play Store.
hugely famous in Google.
Well, I was looking the other day at the iTunes analytics, which they just put out not too long ago, and they're super low compared to like overall. Like, so I think a majority of people are not on the
Really?
iTunes platform. I think.
Huh.
Because if you look at the analytics, there's a ton. Like, we're almost to 100,000 downloads, but not if you just look at the
We're
iTunes.
kind of a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a huge. I
And
think there's a
most of
lot
those have
people-
come on really quickly here recently.
Yeah, but I don't know how.
We all know why that is.
I don't know how. I
Has
have
a
an
lot
iPhone.
to do with it,
I have an
Me?
iPhone, so I don't know how the.
with the knowledge of you coming onto the show.
That's right.
Well, they just figured once we got big, then we'd start getting big names.
That's right.
And lo and behold, you're
Here
the
I
big
am.
name that everybody was
That's right.
waiting for. But we had to get the super spammer Swanson on here to start spreading the word that hey, the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is going live
Yeah.
on every Facebook
Group.
page
Alive.
imaginable.
Yep.
And he got banned from the Ouachita page.
Not quite banned, but somebody said WTF.
The WTF and alerted the admin, do your job.
Yeah.
This is crap. The kind of garbage that
Who are these
people
people?
are putting out.
Right.
they're not like our friends at the Idiots Running Club, which is a fantastic group of people ran by David Murphy.
You know, I'm a little. Can we talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Can I totally hijack the conversation?
Yep.
But we still
It
need
wasn't
to get
going anywhere elsewhere.
we need to get back to the review that you do have.
Okay. Got two of them. Go ahead.
But I'm jealous. You've got a number,
I
am
do
too.
have. I've been on board since the very beginning.
and you have a 2-digit number.
I have a 2-digit number. So
And and it's a super secret process about how you get a number.
there's
you can't go into the group and ask to be assigned an Idiots Run Club number.
You don't ask that. You'll get in
No, it's like
trouble.
you get fired. You get like fried if you ask that.
There's like
One-star review.
thousands of people in that
It
group.
just came in.
It's on the Google Play. We have
I can't find it.
5 stars. No, we have 2 5-stars and 1 1-star.
Oh,
Yikes.
Wow.
a 1-star.
Well, then we
Maybe-
take this thing off of Google now. I don't want to see
get that person on the
so-
horn and let them read the
know how to get to
1-star
the other
review
one.
to
it. Like
us.
Keep
like
on
when
going
they
down.
have the people read their Twitter
Oh.
reviews, like the celebrities
See
read the
right.
what they say.
Oh,
on
they're
Twitter.
reviewing the app. They're not reviewing the podcast.
Oh yeah. Well,
Well,
that's-
no, but I mean it's
But they're talking about
it's
us.
still they're still talking about the podcast, but they're putting the review on the app and not.
Yeah.
well, that's fair enough. That probably deserves some 1-star reviews every
And
once in a while.
I don't know.
I give
know
the
what
app
that
a
one's
1-star review from time to time when I get frustrated with them.
Oh wait.
So go ahead with the Idiots Running Club because I have a problem there too.
Never mind.
Well, no. That was I was impressed that not only
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
Vaughan have a number, but he's got a 2-digit number. They're up to like 4-digit numbers now. He's got a 2-digit number.
Dude.
Well, I'll have you know that I went through the application process.
There is no application.
There was an application. I went through the application process. I just told you that. And I answered questions, and they didn't give me a number.
I think this was like a Nigerian prince that sent you something that you filled out, because there's no application process.
Somebody tag David Murphy, and he'll take care of it. He always tags anytime somebody talks about CrossFit or lifting weights or something over in that group. He'll always tag lift heavy, run long, and say something.
Well, ask David Murphy what I filled out. I answered questions to get a number, and I never.
Did you give out your bank account number in this process?
Your Social Security.
Is that why we keep having to switch your check card around?
You know what? I don't blame him for not giving me a number, but there was an application. I answered questions.
He was, just a real quick story. David was, when I ran my first 50 miler at Ouachita, at the time, he was running with a purple scroll.
Yep.
And it had a bunch of people's names on it that had cancer. People had either died or had survived cancer or something like that. And he ran that race for me. He carried the scroll for the whole 50 miles. And in doing research leading up to Ouachita, it was Ouachita, yeah. I came across a YouTube video of him doing that, and I just thought he was cool for doing that. And then I thought it was even cooler that I went to the race and he was there with the scroll, and I was like, man, I don't stalk you on the internet.
Fanboy.
Hi, and then just. And then I saw him a couple of years, after that, as I kept running the race and stuff like that. So,
He's got a good group.
Yeah, he's a good.
They got a lot of people in there.
Good stuff. 5-star review.
I got it. Got it going on. If I can see it. All right.
Are you going blind?
Is this an intro that you're going to do?
No, it's not. It's a serious problem that nobody cares about. I also have a knee injury, just so you know. I'm going blind and I have a knee injury. And Amanda hasn't asked me near enough about how my knee feels or given me any sort of,
His
affection.
knee has like a tooth on it.
That's
at the
weird.
End. Like a bone spur that hooks down.
Is that the alien trying to get out?
He's got a little bone spur on there, and every once in a while it latches on.
Did you give him water? Another one's going to pop out.
And it hurts me. All right, 5 stars. Great podcast by Maggie Bakes. This podcast is great. It has inspired me to try trail running, and I'm planning on running my first ultra next year. Hi from Vermont, and keep up the awesome work.
Oh, cool.
Exclamation point. And this one, always a pleasure. 5 stars. This is from Washington, D.C. Our friend and camera person, Andrea Rutledge.
Oh, yeah.
From
Nice.
the
Tunnel Hill.
documentary.
She did the Tunnel Hill stuff for us.
Yeah.
I think I have this review thing figured out. Hello, all. Such a pleasure to listen to you each week. You get me to and from the office with your genuine affection for each other and your enthusiasm for everyone's successes. I always feel better after hearing about Amanda's commitment to the kids, her job, fitness, and her friends, while acknowledging that balance is elusive. Vaughan reminds me to be grateful for the little things. Brian holds us all accountable to our goals. And Wilson is the happy, self-aware, and constantly exploring soul that holds it all together. I may not lift heavy or run as long as any of you, but I count myself lucky when I hear from you each week. Follow your bliss, everyone.
Wow,
That's a good
awesome.
one.
That's a
Wow.
dynamite one.
That was a good review.
That was
Follow your bliss.
That's all right.
I love
like,
it.
did your heart grow another size?
It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good one.
My heart is expanding.
You know what would help our hearts expand even more?
Oh, gosh.
What's that?
More 5-star reviews.
It sure would. It sure would. Help us help our hearts expand.
As long as it's not your head expanding.
We really need help there. People, well, I need to put some background music. People, we really need help.
Sarah,
Yeah, so
we need
Sarah
Sarah
McLachlan.
McLaughlin. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Sarah McLachlan.
Maybe put a dog in there with you.
Yeah. We need to get Charlie in here.
Yeah.
Something that I meant to talk about the past 2 weeks, and I haven't. Brenda Haskell had mentioned the summer funk. She said that she was in the summer funk and getting out of the summer funk.
Yeah.
And I think there is a point in time, especially in the summer when it gets hot and you just start feeling like.
That is definitely a
Yep.
thing.
And I was curious, like, are y'all in a summer funk? Have you been in the summer
Yes.
funk?
Yes.
How do you get out of the summer
I
funk?
came out of it this week, actually.
Yeah, okay. I believe that.
I'm going on about 2 years of my summer funk.
Well, I was going to say, I've been in a summer funk since I left Tunnel Hill in November, so that's
Now,
that.
do you think that the Tunnel Hill, that the 100-mile race was the problem? I mean, do you think that took so much out of you that it left you in a funk?
I think that I live in a world where I can't do anything good, and I did something awesome, and I don't know how to process.
Yeah, it's kind of like where do you go from here? and nothing else is worth doing, right?
Yeah. And so to a certain degree, I think that like I don't own things very well at all. Like I don't do great things. I don't do fantastic things. I just do mediocre things, and I'm okay with that. But I did something incredibly outrageous and fantastic, and I don't know how to deal with that.
And
I don't know if that's a real thing or if it's a cop out or something, but that's how I feel.
I certainly don't think it's a cop out. I don't know how to connect all those dots.
I don't either.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I tend to go into a funk in the middle of after the newness has worn off of a season. Like I love spring. Like I'm so jacked up about spring. I just love it. And then it's springy for a while and I'm like, ugh, all this pollen and crap.
Well, it is hot, man, and it sucks to run in the heat, especially down here.
Well, I like working in the heat.
Yeah.
Until and then it's like, all right, I've had my fill of working the heat.
Yeah.
Well, this week it has started to cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have a spring.
Nope.
There was no spring.
Nope.
There wasn't, was there?
No. It was like a week long.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to call it a cold snap that we're in right now. Whether summer's over or whether.
No.
I hope
No.
it's tipping, at least tipping, and then.
It's
No.
not.
Because at least we're still having hot days, but at least it's getting into like the 70s at night as opposed to staying in the 90s at night like it was doing for so long.
I'm going to keep it real with you guys. No.
Yeah.
But let's answer Brenda's question. I think the answer is just getting up and going to the gym.
Yes.
Something.
You have to push
find
through
a
it.
way to, like my thing is laying in bed at 5:30 in the morning when the alarm goes off, and I have a choice where I can sleep till 7 or I can get up and go to the gym. And that is a huge battle for whatever reason.
Well, and if you're not a gym person, it's okay. You're supposed to do you're supposed to do a 5-mile run today. Just put your shoes on and go for a walk around the block. Like just making yourself get out the door and start to do the thing, whether it's the whole thing, the programmed thing that you're supposed to do or not.
Because here's what's going to happen. Once you go and do it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to go walk around the block. You're going to go run 5 miles.
At the point that you're out the door, you're going to start the thing.
Right.
So.
But it's for some reason at this time of year, I think it is definitely easier to just stay in bed.
Yep.
But you have to just not do that.
But I think it's helpful for Brenda the same way that it's helpful for me to be sitting in a room full of people, all of which say, like it's a thing. Everybody suffers from it. And we all have to do something.
It's
to
also
get
helpful
around
to
it.
tell somebody you're going to be there and have some sort of accountability and be like, oh, well, if I don't get up and go to the gym, so-and-so is going to say, well, where were you today?
WTF.
Right.
I think it's the extremes. Just like in winter, people get depression. It's so hot.
Dawn says accountability partners and bribing them with bundt cake.
Bundt cake
Dawn,
helps.
damn it. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
Good on
There
that.
you go.
Oh, she deserved that, though.
I had a
Damn
coach.
and ass in hell and stuff like that is okay.
All right, damn it,
Oh, it
Dawn.
is?
Yeah, we're
That's
trying.
actually her
we're
name.
trying.
That's her
really
name.
F-bombs
Yeah.
are the most
Oh,
important
okay.
thing. Trying to avoid,
Okay.
the S word, things
Yeah.
like that.
Like, I
P
think
word
about bundt
probably doesn't
cakes
need to be
every day of
said.
my life.
No.
And I have to come up with a reason why not to stop by that store that day and buy
The
one.
bundt cakes?
Yes.
Those are really good.
I love those.
I didn't think I was going to like them. I got Holly one for her birthday.
Oh, that's right. They opened up Nothing Bundt Cake
In
down
Olive
here,
Branch.
didn't they? Yeah. We've had
Yeah,
one.
Vaughan could like hit it with his water hose from his house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right down the street.
And the Wolf River brisket and like all these new places.
I haven't been to Wolf River Brisket
Yeah.
yet. I'm going to have to try that sometime.
But Dawn's my accountability partner. And she's actually the one pulling me out of this funk because I haven't been running this year at all. And she made me, I'm going to say made me get up, go Saturday, and go run 12 miles at Shelby Farms. And that kind of kicked everything off. And so
Nice.
then I'm going to CrossFit Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and run Tuesday, Thursday. And she met me Tuesday at the park. We ran. And then today I met Bill Shea, my old running partner.
I saw him at Target before I came here.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Ran with Bill this morning.
I'm going into all my running completely blind. I'm just gonna
So, situation normal.
situation normal, pretty much. But there's usually a few times where I go out there and run around. I'm just not doing any of that this year. So, are all the CrossFit athletes dead and injured or in the hospital from rhabdo, like all the
After the
experts
marathon?
said after the marathon?
That I know of, there was one lady, Puricelli. What's her last name?
I don't know.
I don't see why people were going so crazy about everybody injuring themselves doing that.
Well, I didn't
it's
think
a lot.
they would,
It's a lot of work.
I didn't think they
What are
would
we talking
injure
about?
themselves. I just
The
thought
CrossFit Games.
let's
The marathon
Marathon
row.
row.
Oh,
put it into perspective.
Oh, they
like,
they did that today, didn't they?
They did it.
Yesterday.
No, they did it yesterday.
Oh.
The individuals
Well,
did
I'm
it
not
yesterday.
keeping up with it.
My thought was, you've ran marathons before. Do you know how I feel after running a marathon? Like if I go run for 3 hours, I don't want to go and do another workout, like compete.
Well, that's why it was the
again.
last workout of the day. And
I
then
don't
they
care if
they
I
had
have
today as a
1 day to
day.
rest. Like I don't want to go 2 days later.
This is why you're not in Madison.
So I rode 32.
Well, that's
It
the way
could
I
be.
feel
I
about
was
it.
gonna
I mean,
say-
these are the fittest people in the friggin' world.
So I rode
You know, and they've-
32K, and my butt was pretty sore
I
the
believe
next day.
So you're
and
only 10K
legs.
shy.
And that wasn't even a whole marathon. So
You're only 10K shy.
yeah.
I will also say that they did CrossFit totals before, which is like max or press, squat,
Deadlift.
and
Ugh.
deadlift.
Jeez.
Before that, so how cool would it have been for them to make it a run? That would have been so awesome.
Because then we would have had a lot. Well, we wouldn't have had 5,400 members.
No, but it would be awesome to see. I would just love to see how fast they run a marathon after a squat. Those guys deadlift
What if
over 500
what if they would have
pounds.
done that? The next event is run 50 miles. We would have been like flooded with.
I guarantee you.
You know what?
We're
You know,
like, screw
if that happened, I'd be like, I'll pay for the shipping. We're going to send every athlete that completes the 50-mile a shirt and tell them that they're in the club, whether they like it or not. We're putting them on our page.
We would do that.
We'll write your bio.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
we're
it.
gonna do it all.
You're already up there.
Yeah, it's already a thing.
I mean, I guarantee you that they'll put a half marathon in there eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they done a 10K yet?
They did a 7-mile trail or 7K trail run
Yeah.
last 2 years ago.
Okay.
I guess the thing is, I just don't remember. I don't know. Maybe I didn't pay attention when I was younger, or ever. But I don't remember injury being like the audience always piling on injury. Everybody's gonna get injured. Everybody's gonna get. I don't remember anybody ever saying, "Don't do that. You're gonna get injured."
It
And
just
now you
depends
hear it
on
all
what-
the time.
It depends on what audience you're talking about.
Well, but so specifically about this kind of thing, though, that is so far out of what you ever see. A marathon row is so far out of what you ever see on like CrossFit.com or you see programmed. You know, you'll see a 5K row or a 10K row maybe. So to jump all the way to 42K is a lot. I mean, and granted, it's the games. They're supposed to be the fittest on earth. They're supposed to be prepared for whatever. But I just think that's why so many people were jumping on the like they're going to get rhabdo. They're going to be fried. Jumping on that bandwagon is because it was just such a leap from what's been programmed in the past.
I mean, those athletes train like 5 times a day.
Don't they?
They're not going to get rhabdo.
I mean, I kind of figured they wouldn't, but I don't know.
I mean,
Like I said, there was one girl. And
Margot
I can't-
Alvarez finished first, and she said, "I did this a few weeks ago." Or like a few years ago. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, oh, you just do this regularly.
Well, the guys finished in the top 3, finished in like
2 hours.
the dead last
Holy
finisher
crap.
was a female who she started getting stomach cramps, and it took her an hour to finish the last 10K because she was having such extreme cramps. And the funny thing is she rode in college. So she was actually like
Oh,
had
man.
been through it
Alexander
before. Yeah, it's like Pircelli.
Panicelli or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what her last name is, but anyways, dead last finisher, and she finished in 3 hours and 34 minutes. So, still not an incredibly long time.
dead last over the whole thing was 3:34.
Yep.
Wow. But rowing is faster than.
Yes, you
Yeah.
should be able to row a 5K faster than you can run a 5K.
But not that much faster.
I disagree.
Well, I mean, the top male finished in 2 hours and 40 some minutes.
And I guarantee you that none of those guys are sub 3 hour marathoners running.
Yeah.
You don't think?
No.
What
No.
kind
Oh
of
my
marathon?
God!
I'm
no,
gue- I'm
none of
guessing-
None of those.
I'm guessing, but I don't think so.
There's not a CrossFit athlete.
I don't
that
have
can
any
run
idea what a good.
would-
I know a 4-hour
Not a
marathon
sub
person,
3.
and that's about as
Any
far
of those
as
guys going to the, I would venture to say they probably none. There's nobody that could run sub 3,
No. I'd say sub 4, but not sub 3.
maybe sub 4.
I don't know. I don't have any idea about that.
Huh.
So, and the thing that Nike just did to break the world record, that was a sub 2 that they were trying to.
Yeah,
achieve.
and they're
Correct.
still the sub 2 project. Yeah, they're still working on it.
And they cheated too. So.
Well, it's they had
What?
they had perfect conditions. They had absolutely perfect
And
conditions.
drugs and shoes.
Well, I hope they have shoes.
Didn't they catch some doping or something?
No, there was no. Not that I've heard. There was no doping.
There was doping.
No,
There's always
it's
doping.
basically like
I'll
on
have
a
to look
it's
that
on a
up.
closed racetrack. It's completely
Right.
flat. They're wearing special shoes, which is the whole point of the project because Nike wants to be doing that. They had people running in front of like the 3 guys that are actually trying to do it to allow them to draft off of them. You know, I mean, it's like
Right.
perfect conditions, but they just all they want to do is prove that it's humanly possible to run sub 2. And then it takes all the stigma off of, you know, can it be done at a race?
And then people start doing it.
And then people start doing it at a race. That's really all they're trying to. I don't think anybody's done any drugs, but I won't say that it hasn't happened or any kind of doping or anything like that. But
well, if they want to break 2 hours, they need to start.
they need to give all those Ethiopians meth right before.
I am
Sign
so
me up for this.
super pro doping. I can't even tell you.
But anyways, so that's literally all they're trying to do is prove that the human body is physically capable of it, and then they don't care about the rest of it. They know that the record wouldn't stand. It's not going to be like an official world record.
I would just go do it. I just don't feel like it.
yeah,
Right.
Can't get up at 5:30.
Is that the problem?
Me too.
it's too early.
You're just
That's all
depressed
right.
right now. You're in
Yeah.
a slump.
They do it too early.
Right.
They asked me to be the draft guy. They wanted me to run up front and pull
Alessandra Pacelli.
Yep.
everybody along.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve,
Wilk.
yep.
Yep.
Let's get to our guest.
Hey, we're only 40
Hello.
minutes in.
Right? Is it 7:59?
Well, that's the other podcast. What a wait.
Oh, sorry, we don't have any
And
more
that was great.
Well, the first thing that you said when I said I want you to be a guest on the show, you said we're not talking about the gym. We're not going to
No,
talk about CrossFit.
I did not say
That's
that.
exactly what you said.
I think you just are making stuff up.
Probably. I
Yeah.
heard we were discussing earlier that you're
Yeah, I
a
do.
compulsive liar, and that
Yeah.
accidentally though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Can I just tell you how excited I am that she's here?
Not as excited as I am.
This
I'm pretty
girl
excited.
is one of my favorite people in the world.
Y'all go
she
way
is
back.
my sister from another mister. So she's the most interesting woman in the world.
How long do y'all know each other?
And I drink Dos Equis on the weekend. What is it?
That's what I was going for. How long have we known each other?
Since I've been in Memphis, or about
I mean, y'all are both gingers, so y'all could be
08.
Yeah. So
related.
10 plus years.
Yeah.
To clear up you being a compulsive liar, what we were discussing was that sometimes information comes to you that isn't exactly true, although you might believe that it is the more that you start talking.
More like I don't hear things correctly.
And I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she mishears and then makes up what
Makes
she
it
didn't
true.
hear.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sells it very
I
convincingly
sell
that
it. Yeah.
that it's exactly what was
Seldom
said.
wrong, but never in doubt.
Yeah.
Exactly. Seldom wrong. That is
That
perfect.
should be my catchphrase. Yeah.
Well, I've said before, I've spread a rumor about a guy that had died in high school and that we
Wow.
went to high school with. Not intentionally. I just kind of got some things confused. He'd been in an accident, but a friend of mine later was like, "You'll never guess who friended me on Facebook."
Sounds like I was dead.
The guy that died.
It's like, you know how many people I've told that guy's dead?
You ever wonder? I wonder if anybody thinks I'm dead.
I may have told some people.
There's some people that probably wish I was dead.
You saw Vaughan? I thought the guy was dead.
I thought you were going to kill that guy.
Oh. Hey, Brittany.
Hi.
Hi, Brittany.
All right, Brittany, we're gonna get to Brittany. We're gonna stay on Brittany.
Okay.
Here, we're getting there.
Okay.
Brittany went to Clemson,
That's right.
and you grew up where?
In Indiana.
Yeah, man, you can't boo her alma mater.
What? Did you seriously?
She
Like we're
did.
not even in the same conference,
I know.
dude. Back off.
I know.
Man, you're
Sorry.
just sad because there is no Tennessee team.
No,
See, this
there's
is going to
not.
go completely the wrong direction. We're going to start this over.
I think Clemson
Should we
could
talk
beat
about
Tennessee.
which color orange is the right orange?
Oh, God.
Oh, let's not go there.
Oh yeah, let's not go there.
You're a high
The
school
correct
athlete?
answer is neither of them.
Yeah, sure.
You were a high school athlete?
Yes, I was a swimmer. Now,
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
We've had this conversation.
hello, Amanda. My name's
Sorry.
Brittany.
Hey.
Yeah, I tried every sport though. I tried soccer and basketball and volleyball.
When you say you tried them, did you play them competitively?
I tried. Yeah. Growing up, I tried to get into everything. So, like, when I was elementary and middle school, I played all those. I was into everything.
Where'd you grow up?
Indiana, just right near IU, Indiana University. where Bobby Knight is like
A god.
Enshrined.
a god.
Yeah,
Yes.
he should be.
Yes.
Do they have a Bobby Knight statue?
I don't know. That probably would have been taken down after he threw a chair. But
That's what I was going to ask. Is that the guy that threw the chair?
Yeah.
We watch
Yeah.
Parks and Recreation, and there's
Yeah.
a scene. They're in Pawnee, Indiana, and there's a scene where they're coaching basketball, and the guy's wearing a red sweater, and something happens. And I told Amanda, I knew where they were going.
Oh, yeah,
and,
totally.
he threw that chair across the thing, and I pulled it up for YouTube.
Yep.
and that's the greatest.
yeah,
I've watched.
he got so angry. Whew.
Who can't relate to that?
Seriously.
That is completely blowing the
Yep.
gasket.
Yep.
And Indiana, is swimming a sport that kids do at a young age?
Yes. So I
Really?
started at 6. I swam competitively like 11 months of the year. So I was on a school team, and then I was on a recreation team. So I was a backstroker, long distance freestyler, and individual medley.
What is the individual medley?
It's
I can't
all
remember.
4 strokes together.
Okay.
So you do butterfly.
You go down one way, come back another way.
Well,
go down one way, come back another way.
Something
Right?
like I did the 400 IM. So you do down back of fly, down back.
I was going to say the 400 IM, but the 400 IM is individual medley.
That's correct.
Okay. Because I was on a swim team growing up.
Oh, you were? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Number 72.
That was number 72, the
In
swimmer.
his Speedo.
I was gonna say I don't remember having a number.
Number 72 in your program, number 1 in your heart.
I got shafted.
Swimmers are sucking that way, right?
Right?
Man,
I want a number
thought it just had a number.
pasted right on your butt, so that when you're like bend over and you take off, right? Yeah,
But I swam, and I think that's a great sport.
it is. So growing up, like I didn't even think twice about, people being able to swim until I got to be an adult, and people can't swim.
No, they can't.
Like,
I'm sitting right here, Brittney.
yeah, I know.
sitting
Brian
Can't
right
swim
here.
either.
is a really good swimmer.
That was sarcasm. just so
Yeah.
we're clear.
By nature, do you suck at swimming?
I do, and so I got so when I was training for my first triathlon, I wanted to go to the pool and start swimming laps or whatever to get better at swimming. But like I went by myself once and I walked in and I was like, okay, there's people in lanes, and I don't even like. There's got to be some kind of etiquette here, and I don't know how any of this works. So I called Brittney and I was like, hey, you go. I left that day. I didn't even get in the pool because I was so worried about like doing the wrong thing and looking stupid. And I was like, hey, will you go with me, the first time, I need some help or whatever. And she's like, okay. And so we get into the pool after she explains etiquette to me and how all that works. We get into a lane together. She's like, all right, we're both going to just swim down to the other end and we'll just, see how you do. And it was a 50-yard pool, 25-yard pool. And I get down to the other end. I have splashed 90% of the water out of the pool. I am winded, and she is a half a second behind me, just cruising in, just ever so gently, like because she's like so efficient in the water, and I look like I'm drowning the entire way.
I don't even make it all the way down to the other side before I have to stop.
well,
and stand
yeah,
up,
like
take a
then
break.
I did a flip turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah.
Rude.
exactly right. Yeah.
So do you
Just
feel?
kept on
Have you
going.
held on to most of your swimming ability? That's something that I don't think really goes. I mean, obviously you can't be a competitive swimmer.
Yeah. I was gonna say, am I comfortable in the water? Of course.
Are you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That never really goes away.
Have you done any triathlons?
I have not. So running. I know I'm on a running podcast, but running is not my jam. Like it is.
We've talked about doing like a relay team where you're the swimmer
Yeah.
on a
Yeah,
triathlon.
that'd be
yeah.
good.
She would crush
I could crush that.
if we did a relay team.
I've been on triathlon relay teams before, but I think about the run and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I could beat everyone out of the water, but to put me on the run, I fall apart.
So did you do swimming at Clemson?
No, so at the end of high school, I thought about going to like a smaller school to swim, and I decided that I wanted to be more focused on my social. What's wrong?
We're having a conversation.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, what are y'all texting?
I can
each
hear
other?
you. He didn't know if we could hear him. I can hear him.
Oh, okay.
My speakers went, or my headphones went dead, and I just want to make sure I was Still able to.
Yeah, I
Doing
can hear
sign
you.
language over there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amanda and I were right
Yeah,
there. I didn't
seriously.
need anybody else to join in.
Okay, go
Anyway,
ahead.
Squirrel.
Where was I at? Where was I? Oh, I decided that I wanted to go to a bigger school and
Party.
be more and have a more diverse, big
University
environment.
experience.
Did you do that?
Yes, I
Did
did.
you become a drug addict?
Maybe slight alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I decided to
I understand.
try out for the club swim team when I went to Clemson, and like I was a good swimmer. I mean, I made it to state and nationals within. I got.
Did you really?
Yeah,
In high school.
in high school,
Man.
middle school and high school, and I got to Clemson and joined the club team. It's like the B squad of basically Division 4 swimming. So like I got just like there's no way. I was like they practiced twice. The club team practiced twice a day, every day. I'm like, what is this?
Whoa.
This is not. I thought this was gonna be like a.
Fun
Intramural.
rec league.
Like a
Like flag, like the
No,
flag
it was
football.
like it was like the B squad of the
Of the actual
yeah,
swim team.
exactly. I'm
Wow.
like, oh yeah, I can't do that. Nope, I gotta go drink.
Yeah.
I need a beer. So, yeah,
I thought we were just going to hang out by
Yeah.
the pool once a week. You know?
this like 2 hour. Yeah, no thanks. I already did that. So,
So where'd that leave you athletically?
so in college I just did whatever to not get fat.
Yeah.
Like the gym or whatever. I joined a sorority, and so whatever,
Did y'all do intramurals or anything?
Yeah, did intramural football, did intramural softball, did all sorts of intramural stuff. And then after college, I probably was there's probably a long span of time that I didn't do anything. And then I joined CrossFit I started out, did my fundamentals in 2013 with Faction. And then met Vaughan through Brian, and then started going to Olive Branch. And I was probably not super committed. I probably went twice a week, maybe. And then I got super committed and bought into the place.
That's what I like about it.
Decided I'd like to.
Right? Yeah. Might as well just own.
You might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so if you're gonna be like,
I'm coming here twice a week, so I might as well buy it.
if
Go
I'm gonna
big or
come
go
3
home.
times a week, I'm gonna own it.
Yeah. Exactly. There's no
That's the
point
tipping point.
in sitting back.
It just cracks me up because I just remember, and I probably told this story maybe even on the podcast before, but when Lynn and Brittney and I first started talking about doing a gym or whatever and not being a part of OBCF but starting a separate gym, Lynn and I were like, yeah, we're going to go open our own gym. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be great. And Brittney and Carol both said to us, y'all go have fun with that, but we're still going to OBCF. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yep.
We're going to open this other gym and you're still going to be members at OBCF? And they're like, yeah, we're not giving up on that community. And I'm like, okay, that says a lot about the community that they wanted to be that much of a part of it. So
It really does.
Yep.
And then how did that lead to you buying in with Vaughan?
Yeah, what made you wake up and go, I want to buy that gym?
Well, Brian was. They were talking about opening a gym already, right?
Yeah. When
Did y'all dance around that for a while? Or
Well,
was it
I'm sure that what actually made the decision was when I saw the amount of money I'd have to take out to open my own gym. Mm-hmm. I think that was.
Well, Vaughan was in a position where he was ready to take on.
And we were gonna open up a gym in a much more expensive area, like a Germantown.
well, you can't get much more ritzier than
Exactly.
Olive Branch
$5 right
CrossFit.
there.
where we
Right,
are.
exactly. So go big or go home, right? And so kind of worked out that, and so then they all started talking, and Vaughan was in a position where he knew us and he trusted us, and was probably getting kind of burnt out just running it by himself. And you do need, in a business like that, you need a partner.
You cannot do this. It sounds really good, and when you talk about it, people go, I just want to own my own gym. I'm going to open my own gym, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. you can't do that you just
Yeah.
can't do it. You can almost, it's hard to do it with two people.
Yep.
And so at the time I was by myself, and and there's just a lot of things going on, and Brian and I were out running, and he was like saying, well, Lynn and Brittney, we're talking about opening a gym. And I was like, oh, that's a terrible idea.
He did. That was his first. That was. He's like, that is a terrible idea.
Yeah,
don't
it's awful.
don't
Why
do that.
would they do that? Tell them to go by
I think,
my gym.
I think we were on like an 8 or 10 mile run, and I finally got up the nerve to tell him, because I was afraid he was going to be upset with us that we were opening, competitive type thing or whatever. And he spent like a mile telling me what a terrible idea it was to open a gym, and how it's not what you think it is, and
It's
so on
not.
and so forth. And then finally he's like, you guys just need to buy into OBCF,
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
That's your ultimate move right there. If you're thinking about opening a gym, go and find somebody that already owns a gym and see if they want to not get out of it, or see if they need help or whatever. If you can come up with some sort of agreement, because it's terribly hard to start from zero.
Have you enjoyed owning a gym?
Yeah, for the most part.
What is the most blindsided that you've been? What problem or opportunity have you seen that you didn't expect?
Dealing with the people.
I was
The
going to
people-
say.
the fact there's members sucks,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Well, you know the saying, like 5% of the community can be
Yeah.
90% of your problems.
Uh-huh.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And people have opinions about everything.
Get out of town.
I know, right? Like and you're like, oh yeah, like I've never thought of that. Like that's crazy that you would have that insight that I would never think of that. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody wants to tell you how you should be spending your money.
Right? And I'm like, what money are you talking about? Like, is it growing on trees outside the backyard?
Well, that's a great example of why it helps to have partners.
Yeah.
because being by myself, if one person comes to me and goes, you need to do X, Y, and Z, I'm like, I
You
got
have to talk to Brittney.
Yeah, right? Yeah, now he's like,
what I'm saying is, yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Uh-huh.
But when you're by yourself, you're like, how am I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that, because I don't want to piss anybody
Yeah.
off. And so then another person comes and tells you got to do the opposite of what that person says, and you're like, okay. And then a third person comes in and says, I heard you told so-and-so that you're going to get what? And then I'm like, so it's really good to have people with different personalities.
I was going to say,
like,
that's very much Vaughn's personality. You come to me and you tell me what you think I should do with the gym. I'll listen, but like, I know exactly how much money it costs to do whatever you're talking about, and I know exactly how much money I have in the bank. So, like, yeah, nod, yep, yeah, and then walk away and write it down and put it on a checklist, and hopefully maybe one day it happens.
Maybe one day when we hit the
Yeah.
lottery, we can afford
Yeah,
to do that
exactly.
thing.
Well, and for all things considered, we've pretty much hit the lottery in what you've done at Olive Branch CrossFit. When you look at what's there now, it's like, Jesus, we hit a lottery.
I was gonna
and
say-
yet, myself included, just by human nature, we're like, we should have this.
Yeah,
We should
we
be
want
doing
more.
that.
I'm like, I haven't paid for all the stuff that you want.
You know, and
Yeah, compared to where the gym was when you
Yeah.
bought into it,
Oh, my gosh.
we've added Olympic lifting, we've added powerlifting, we've added the West Wing, we've
Yeah.
added rowers, we've added
GHDs,
GHDs,
yeah.
like
Bikes.
a whole second rig, assault bikes. I mean, there's
yeah,
just
now
so much
we have
equipment.
12 assault bikes, and we complain about having to use them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The bikes
Like,
again.
I'm tired of GHDs. I'm like, 6 months ago we didn't have GHDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 3 rowers, and everybody's like, well, I'm just going to leave because you only got 3
Go to where
rowers.
there's a bunch of
Now
rowers.
you got 12
Now
rowers.
you wake
so
up and it's like,
I'm just going to leave because you got 12 rowers.
because all we do
I
is
want
row.
to row today.
What else can I do besides row? It's like, row.
I don't want to do box jumps and snatches and rowing. All we do is CrossFit workouts all the time.
Well, and like I remember right before we bought in, Dustin was doing the programming, and he was like, yeah, it's a struggle sometimes to come up with programming because I don't have any equipment, or I don't have enough equipment, right? Or I have to make sure that the workouts, you can rotate through equipment. And like, that's a struggle, that is a huge problem to have, because, right, people walk right out the door, unless they're extremely loyal to you or they've been there forever. So, yeah. Because people want stuff. They always want stuff. They want the new shiny toy, or
I want the ski things.
That's what Sid keeps on telling me.
I don't think you do want those.
I was going to
be
say,
honest.
are you sure about that?
I've never done one, so they look fun.
Uh-huh, sure.
I'm sure they're like the bike.
Yeah.
I don't think that word means what you think. It means.
Right? Let's buy a skier. Yeah.
How much
know.
is one of those things?
Oh, $1,000.
Probably $1,000. Yeah.
Oh, I was guessing 4,500. I'm way off.
Whoa.
No, it's probably just like a rower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rower turned like up. I mean, it's like the
Yeah.
same.
We had those.
It's like $200 for the base to nail it to the ground. Isn't that ridiculous?
Wow.
Right?
Well, all of it's
We
ridiculous.
can get Dan
being-
Klosky to build some.
Playing devil's advocate, and you seem to do a really good job of understanding human nature, and you do a really good job of understanding, the members' complaints, myself included, because when you are a member of something like Olive Branch CrossFit, where everybody is so invested in Olive Branch CrossFit, you do feel like it's yours.
Of course.
And you feel like you have a
Absolutely.
say in things.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like me go a little bit overboard with that and think that, because I feel so strongly that it is my
Right.
gym,
Right.
then therefore it becomes my gym.
Right.
And it's not.
It's very easy and you become close with people, and so you just go up to them like as a friend, I really think that this would help you here and here and here. So and so and I have been talking about it, and we agree. And so like people just randomly tell you stuff all the time. So yeah,
And then when you really put the numbers to it,
you're like, oh,
it's like, how could you? I don't even see how we got all the stuff that we have, for one thing. But then when you think, man, I'm paying so much money for CrossFit, but then when you add it all up, it's like, that's not
right.
a lot of money for everything that you have access to all the
Yeah,
time.
and one of the big, huge benefits is we get cheap rent.
Yeah.
Cheap, like in perspective to the rest of the world.
Germantown.
Yeah.
Why
compared to
is that?
Germantown.
How did y'all get that? Because
Because
the owner
it's a
is
warehouse.
so old?
Yeah.
It's like it's a.
Yeah, I
big
mean we're
garage.
true CrossFit
Well,
box.
and- Yeah, and the landlord owns the whole building, so it's always better to own property and then rent it out, right? I mean, because owning it is much better investment than. So he probably doesn't pay as much because he owns it, and so he.
And he's old.
Well, I mean, his son's taking over now.
Yeah, his son
and
Mark takes
he's
over.
Probably my age, in his 40s. but-
That's who I contact all the time.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Mark.
And it's a. We had 3,000 square feet on one side, and then in the beginning for several years, a couple of years, it was an auto upholstery place.
Yep.
The building next door. When that dude split, I was like, oh well, we need to have that, but it was nasty. I mean, nasty beyond like nasty. Like,
Yep.
dude probably had been in there putting upholstery in cars for like 30 years, and it was scary to go in the bathroom over there. Like, it was like nasty. I can't tell you how nasty it was. And now it's clean. Like,
And stays clean.
but at any rate, that's why I guess that's why it's cheap. It's a big.
Yeah.
It's
There's no.
It's classic CrossFit
Yeah.
box warehouse with the garage doors.
Well, because like people are like all the time, like you should put showers in, and I'm like, I would have to change code. Like I would have to go change the entire building for us to put. I would just rather move.
Well, now when Amanda joined 4 years ago, she made it clear that she was going to need to shower before
Yeah.
work, and John told her that's the next thing.
That was the
we're
next
doing
thing on
is
the list. That
Oh,
they were gonna do.
okay.
putting in- So you just need to
So I'm
keep
still
that on the
waiting.
top of your
Absolutely,
list.
right? It's
Can
on
you
the
move
top of
that?
the list.
Can you
Yep.
bump that up a little
Yeah,
bit?
it's at the top.
Still
Notice
waiting.
the head nod.
Yep.
She's
Yeah.
listening.
Yep.
She's paying
Writing
attention
it down.
right now. She's gonna put that on the list.
Yep, it's on the list.
We'll get to
Yep.
that.
But
Yeah,
that is
someday.
one of those things. It's like, it's just a shower. I mean, just
Right,
put some water.
right?
You got water under the
Yeah.
toilet.
It's
Yeah.
just $5,000.
It's
Yeah.
just to leak to my, it doesn't have to be an expensive shower.
Nope. Right. Until
And
I
then-
put whatever shower I want in
So
there.
imagine we have like 1 or 2 showers, and then you got like 10 people in class, and they're all wanting to use it afterwards.
We
and
don't
then
need a
it becomes
shower.
like
We don't need a shower.
It becomes like a whole thing of like
I just go
who
stinky
gets
to
to
work.
use it.
Right. Seriously.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
all.
and there's no ventilation. Like, I would have to install.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
We don't need a shower. I tell you what, Jennifer at the Jennifer Ayers said that she is paying the $10 a month at Planet Fitness
And just
to
using
go
her
over
shower.
there to shower instead
Yeah.
of driving.
You know, I
back to,
thought
she
about
lives
trying to
along
see if
with
there was
that.
like an ATC like between
Yeah.
me and the work or whatever that I could just like pop in and go use their shower.
There
real
is
quick and-
one on
Kirby?
Riverdale, I think.
And there's one at Hacks Cross. And I'll tell you what, you can use my key fob thing because you're not going to believe this, but I don't go there very often.
You're paying for it. You're making your donation.
You can also use my tanning minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So I have unlimited
We already discussed
tanning.
that I needed more tanning.
When I went there,
Not redness, but tanning.
what is the next thing for Olive? Where do you see it going? After all you've done, you got to run out of momentum or money at some point in time with the way that it's grown.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I want it to grow. I don't know. I try to think about that a lot. Just thinking about, I would like to be a little bit more involved, like, in the community. So, you had, like, James Lancaster on, like, he, works with prisons, right? I think it would be awesome if we could integrate with either maybe, like, this disabled or just any type of, we're not in the community enough, in my opinion. So something like that, but obviously bigger. Some
kind of a special needs
yeah,
type group.
Anything. Yeah. Like just something out of our comfort zone, something new, something that makes the city better. So, I mean.
Do you think you'll implement that and do it? I mean, that's easy to say.
It is very easy to say.
I'd love to be more in the community.
I would have to, I need a plan. That's for sure. I think we're getting, we're trying to do events and competitions. And so I think we're slowly stepping our toes into, trying to be more active in the community in that way. And so
the first 2 events that we did this year have been phenomenal. They were run very, very well. We got a lot of compliments on both the gym and how well the events ran and everything. So
I will say that's kind of my jam. Like, I keep on saying that's my jam. I don't know why.
That's a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
That's Vaughan. He knows what cool
yeah.
is. My jam cool? Saying that's my jam?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, the head nod. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Vaughan's ran a hundo. He knows
that's
what cool
right.
is.
He does know what cool is. I'm very good at running events and telling people what to do. Yeah.
And has done a fantastic job.
Well, I like the way that
serious,
you've integrated other fitness communities into our community. Bringing in the powerlifting.
Yep, that was fun.
And opening the doors to, cross-pollinate.
Yes.
Those kind of
yes.
things.
That was a lot of fun.
We have something weird at our gym.
Yeah.
Which is you can't write the story, right? And the more you try to write the story, the worse it is.
Yeah.
You have to let the story just write itself. And it's a good story. Like, it's a very magical thing. Things just happen. And I feel like, or at least I learned early on, like, if you try to make it like, no, we have to be this. Like, we have to be this thing that's just like everybody else that's successful. Like, look at this other place. What they did. No. We have to do it this way. You have to kind of see where things are going and just let things happen. And we have been super fortunate to have lots of really good things happen in our community.
Yeah, I will say we are kind of laid back in the, like, we just kind of roll with it.
Well, I think we're fortunate to have people that have individual personalities.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
That decide, hey, I like CrossFit,
but
guess what? I'm going to go ride a bike. Who wants to go ride a bike? And then you got...
then everybody goes
and rides bikes.
Exactly.
Or everybody goes kayaking, or everybody or everybody shows up to Tunnel Hill, and 30 of us run a race together.
Without saying kayaking stupid. We do CrossFit.
Yeah, I will say,
don't go do F3. You CrossFit.
Yeah.
Like, hang out over here.
Yeah, there's no really insulting other, like, exactly like you said. It's not good to insult the other, whatever you like to do, right? You should be able to do whatever you want. And so I would say we're very good at making sure that everyone's comfortable and welcome.
But it's amazing that whole thing of, like, I'm going to go run 50 miles. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I'm
Let's
gonna
all
do
get a
that
bunch
too.
of rooms and
Well,
go run 50
yeah.
miles.
Yeah, so like a perfect example of that is, Lynn and I are talking about going to Disney World and doing the Dopey Challenge, and then you posted something about you and Abby. Like, I hadn't said anything to anybody. Like, Lynn and I were just talking about it privately, but you posted it like on Facebook and maybe even in our group, and all of a sudden we had just
Like everybody,
10
"Oh, yeah,
people were
I'll
like,
go-
"Oh,
I'll
I'll
go
go
do
do that," and like it's like, "Oh, I've never thought about running a 5K on Thursday, 10K Friday, half marathon Saturday, full marathon Sunday," but Vaughan mentioned it, so let's go do it. Sounds great.
Everybody's doing it.
And now Amanda still is doing it.
Yeah.
And how many y'all got? You,
I
Swanson,
think there's
Alicia
6
Burgess.
runners total that actually paid the fee to go.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big investment.
It is.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of money, and that doesn't even it's a lot of money just to register for the race.
Yeah, that
doesn't
was a
include
little,
like
like-
getting there
It's like
and
$600.
sleeping there and food, and you don't even get into the park every day for the fee that we paid.
Yeah.
You got to pay extra for that. Like, it's going to be, but Disney takes events like races to a whole different level.
I believe that.
And I hate to say it's worth it, but it definitely is better than your average race experience. And as a result, I'm not mad about spending the money. I mean, I'm going to get to go and run through every single park that they have for 4 days. So
You get to run through the castle.
you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It sounds like fun.
The Princess Castle, Cinderella Castle.
Yeah.
I've not been, I've been when I was like 6, and I
Yeah.
literally don't remember a thing.
Yeah.
So this is my first time going. So I'm excited.
It's going to be epic.
Yep.
I'm really excited because we're going to Orlando, and I'm going to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter
Oh,
and
that's
see
the
the new
best.
parts that they built.
It's the best.
Excited.
And you will definitely enjoy any of that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
I'm
I
all
love
into,
Harry Potter. It
kid
was so amazing.
yeah, they built on, what was it, Diagon Alley?
Yep.
So I'm pretty excited. I mean, the first part was amazing. And I was a broke student, so this time I actually have a little bit of money.
Nice.
I'm super excited. I'm going to get the ropes.
Are you going to get a
Wand.
wand?
Wilson, if she
I have
needs
a
to be on a
couple of
budget,
wands.
Yeah, no,
let me know.
like,
I'll
seriously.
keep that under control.
Like, you go in and you're like, oh, I need some robes. And they're
Yeah,
like,
they're $100.
$200. And you're like, oh, I'll buy it
and
anyway.
you know,
I'm not going to be your
you
ones.
know you have to make a reservation to get a wand, right?
Well, I've already got like 4, so I'll probably get like
4.
I may
Is
get
there a part of me that
Dumbledore's.
says frugal?
No. I'm just telling you that this could get out of control
Right.
really, really quickly. It's not that
okay.
not that I thought you were frugal. It's just like I figured you want to make the mortgage, that month. And she
I'll be
might
here
spend
slinging
it
the magic fertilizer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gain like
how
15
long
pounds
ago
on
was it that
butterbeer.
you went? Ish.
I went on fall break in pharmacy school, so I went either 2009 or 2010.
So
Oh, it
I
must
don't
have
know if
been.
they had the things then in the Harry Potter world, but now like the wands
Yeah.
actually have like it's some kind of
Sensor.
sensor in it, and so you could walk around and like there's a thing that you
Oh,
can like
yeah,
wave
those
your
are
wand
new.
at,
Yeah, they didn't have
and
that
like
there.
it does something special
You
for
say
you
it,
because
yeah.
you have a wand, and it won't do it unless you have that wand.
It's amazing.
I'm getting that wand.
That's
Yeah.
what I said, and you have to make an appointment.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to
See,
make
Unless
this one.
unless they have the technology where the wand would magically loosen up my hips after running, then I would have no interest in doing all that walking around after that racing. That would kill
Oh,
me.
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
So-
the first day's not bad after the 5K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would still be bad. I'd still be worn out and complaining when I get back to the AC. What do you have goal wise with events and whatnot?
So I wouldn't mind doing a triathlon, but it would be a short one, a sprint or.
You want to do the Dragonfly and
When's that?
the end of
It's
August?
like next weekend.
I was gonna say, isn't it like in like 3 weeks?
You can borrow my
Yeah,
bike.
I was gonna
There you
say.
go. Let's go down there.
Yeah, totally, I'm totally there. I'm absolutely there. Yep.
You could do a 5K.
I
You
could do a
you
5K.
The swim is irrelevant. You can
Yeah.
do a 5K, and
What is it? 500 meter? Or,
probably.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
Like I
doing
said,
that
the
one.
the
Yeah.
swim's
Maybe a
irrelevant. You
half
know you
mile.
can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like
Yeah.
you're in.
It sounds like I'm in.
I'm in. I don't know anything about it.
Get your hands down.
And then, so I have a lot of like CrossFit goals, because I like lifting heavy stuff.
So what's your like main goal right now?
I want to get 150 snatch.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know where he went, but
Yeah, that was weird.
I thought it was funny.
I can't even look over there. I'm just staying locked in with you, which is probably even more weird because I don't want to look over there at Swanson.
Y'all made that weird.
Yeah. So as a result, you have to kind of work on everything else because it's the most complex movement.
Where are you at right now?
Like 110-ish.
Oh, nice.
But when you've been working on that is with me at 5 a.m. because you and I have been killing it at 5 a.m.
That's right. But we have not been killing it on Sundays.
We killed it this past Sunday with our negotiating tools.
Yes, we negotiated out of the workout.
We started on to do the what is it? The
7
stupid
rounds
sevens.
of sevens of sevens
And so instead we decided we were going to scale the weight,
to 3 rounds.
and then we decided to
Scale the rounds.
after we scaled the weight, we scaled the rounds,
Yep.
and then we started the rounds, and we decided to scale the
reps.
time, and we made
We
it
were
a
like-
30-minute time cap, and then we went for a little bit longer, and we took off some more weight, and then we decided we were only going to do 5 rounds, and then we took off some more weight, and then we said we're going to do a 15-minute time.
And it was like 14:45
And
when we
basically, we're just
decided.
like, you know what?
I think this is a 15 minute.
seconds.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Keep moving. 15.
Yeah, it was really hot.
It was hot.
We
It
did
sucked.
squats
It
before
sucked.
that. And, oh, God.
It sucked.
And
It
then
was
y'all
so
went to
bad.
IHOP because it was.
No, no, actually, no.
I like those days when 5 a.m. is like, let's just go.
Yeah,
to IHOP.
seriously.
It's like, ooh.
So
Oh, that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was one day that Hollis showed up late for 6
Yeah.
a.m.
Way to go, Scott.
Wilson hadn't left yet, and
then
Wilson's
they all just
like,
went to
"I'm
eat
headed
breakfast."
to where were you guys going?"
Hazel's.
Hazel's. I'm headed to Hazel's if anybody wants to go. And Hollis is like,
I'm
"See
going."
ya,"
Yeah.
and he walked out.
I thought he was going to like hold up the classroom, like going.
No, I offered to buy everyone's breakfast. I was like, if anybody wants to go.
Well, I didn't get an invite.
You were not there.
Well, I could have met you.
You
out
were
there.
working, so I could afford to buy everybody breakfast.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
that
will
was one of those
say-
days I slept in.
it's
It
so
was.
amazing the different personalities in each one of the classes,
It is.
right? So like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
It's very much like the different personalities of
PM.
the kids in like the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
You know, it's like, you know, you've got like all these different personality types, and but it works.
Yeah, because like when I show up and whoever comes in the door, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. Like you can tell how lively or how kind of calm it'll be based on who walks through the door, and so it's always it's fun.
Yeah, I
It's fun.
coached 8:30 and 12 p.m. this past week for the first time. It was really weird, just seeing the different personalities of the class. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
different.
so I've recently coached a couple of afternoon classes, 5 and 6 p.m., and it is completely different than 5 and 6 a.m. So
We're out of time.
Yeah.
Yep. Did that go by quickly?
Yeah, it did.
Are you happy that we're out of time, or do you wish
we're
that it
actually
were-
like way over time.
I was gonna
Way
say.
overtime.
We're like an hour and a half right now.
I was gonna say. I feel like it's overtime.
Well, but
Did
we
it
didn't
feel
start,
like it was overtime?
No.
That's what you
Not
just
at all.
said.
because
No,
we
no,
didn't
no.
start.
I just feel like.
Are you saying that
Well,
you
you
were
said I would
miserable
start.
this whole time?
You said I was gonna start to get hot. I'm
Hot.
burning up.
Yeah.
Crank that AC.
So that's how I could tell. You said that's how I'd be able to tell.
Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome. Thanks for
thank you.
having me.
Lift Heavy Run Long number 108 is in the books.
Boom.